Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the differences between reactive and urethane bowling balls. So today we have a purple hammer sitting on the rack. We have a double cross from Radical Bowling as well. And on the other side we have a Crypto Boom from Radical Bowling as our reactive piece that we're going to throw. So we're going to throw plenty of shots with these three pieces. We're going to talk about the differences we're seeing out on the lanes and ball motion, and maybe talk about the different types of patterns we can use them on as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so before we get started, we're going to get some oil on our urethane bowling balls real quick. So these first couple shots should be pretty funny. I might take the tin off. Just close. Have to get that oil on there. That is one thing that is very different from urethane to reactive. Reactive doesn't have that first shot that needs some oil to have a normal ball motion. Okay, now that that is done, hopefully the next few shots with our urethane balls won't hook nearly as much in the front and middle part of the lane as we go. Just have to get some oil on them. When they don't have oil on them, those first couple of shots will look a whole lot. We're gonna throw a shot with the Crypto Boom here. I think the goal of today's video is just kind of talk about the differences between obviously reactive and urethane, but I just don't think that most people understand the differences between them and the advantages they give you with each in their different ball motions and how that can match up to certain patterns as well. We're going to go ahead and throw this Radical Bowling double cross, the urethane ball, around the same spot we just did with the Crypto Boom, just for fun, just to kind of see what ball motion we get here. I'm actually really surprised that that ball just struck. I mean, to be honest, you could see the different type of ball motion we had there with the double cross. Double cross had a pretty early hook, more mid lane, and went a whole lot straighter down lane than the Crypto Boom would. You know, urethane's known for having that early hook and kind of a controllable ball motion off the end of the pattern, and reactive kind of the opposite. A lot of reactive balls can have a whole lot of ball motion at the end of the pattern. See with that shot there, the purple hammer kind of did the same thing as the double cross. You know, I had a whole lot of early hook, didn't really get through the front part of the lane at all, and went pretty forward after that. So we're gonna try it one more time. Here is where we start to change things up. Now we've got the Crypto Boom back in my hands, but we're going to jump way farther left than we were for the start of the video and see what kind of ball motion we get you know, when we're a lot closer to the friction towards the gutter here. As you can see, that Crypto Boom, once it got to the friction towards the gutter, it really wanted to snap and go right. That is, it's going to be pretty common for a shiny piece like that, once it sees the friction, to have a whole lot of ball motion down lane. Now we're going to go back to the double cross, kind of play the same part of the lane here and see what we have with some urethane. Now you can see that the double cross probably had us pretty close to where we need to be standing with it. We did leave a 6-pin, but you see that read pretty early. Went relatively straight off the end of the pattern compared to the Crypto Boom. So, you know, I have two urethanes in this video. We've got the purple hammer now. I believe the purple hammer to be kind of a more round shape and the double cross to be more forward off the end of the pattern. You see that one hook more. Now let's go back to the Crypto Boom we have here. We're going to stand far to the left where we have for the last few shots and make sure that one shot that went in Brooklyn wasn't really a fluke. Based off those last few shots, you know, I think I'd move a couple boards right with the double cross, which we're going to do for this shot. Same with the purple hammer as well. And again, I expect more downlane motion with the purple, so we'd be relatively close, but may have to move a couple boards farther right with that piece too. The crypto boom, if we throw in this spot, I don't know if it would stay online, that's for sure. So we're gonna move a couple boards right here with the double cross. I think that definitely shows we're right there with the double cross, but the crypto boom, I don't know if this will work in that same spot. We're gonna try it, but it should show that this ball should take off when it sees the friction again. You can see my crypto boom, it really didn't stand a chance to hit the 1-2. So unlike that, urethane has that pretty early hook and more smooth, controllable motion off the end of the pattern. I think that's why you see so many people on shorter patterns throw urethane. It allows you to play a little straighter, play against the gutter a little more if you need to for certain patterns, and I think it gives you more hold. I think that's the biggest takeaway with urethane. It feels like you have more hold. A reactive ball, you know, if it hooks too much, you can get 4 or 6 through the middle. Urethane ball, sometimes you miss in, you can still get 9, and you know, for me, I could leave like a 6-pin instead of going straight to the face and leaving a big 4. Now we'll go ahead and keep moving right with these pieces. Now we're going back to the crypto boom. We're about 5 boards right where we were with the double cross just a second ago. So we'll see if we'll give it one more shot to see if it can stay where it's at and hit the 1-2 one time. You can see for the last time that that crypto boom is not the right angle off the end of the pattern. You know, we moved right, but still, once that ball gets left and sees the friction, it immediately wants to go right. And you know, I left a baby split like that. I don't think the urethane would have been nearly as much off the end of the pattern as this crypto boom. That is kind of what makes urethane, as people would say, safe in certain scenarios like that. Now, say we went to a longer pattern, say 46, 45 feet. Probably be the opposite. There are not too many longer patterns with more volume that urethane is the option. There have been some, but it's usually not the case. Almost fell. Still struck. As we move farther right again, you know, we have the crypto boom still in our hands. On most typical house shots, there will be more oil in the middle, so if you miss in, you have a little bit more miss room. You know, this ball clearly needs some sort of oil so it can still get through the front middle part of the lane, and should give us a better chance at still hitting the 1-2 pocket and getting some strikes here. So what happens if we have the opposite of a short pattern? So say we don't have a short or, you know, even a medium pattern that's 40 or 42 feet. Say we have this 46 or 47 foot pattern out here, there's a whole lot of oil. It's a very good chance that the urethane ball won't pick up nearly as much in the front part of the lane. Probably will a little bit, but by that time there's not going to be enough energy and enough motion off the end of the pattern for a urethane ball, most of the time. Most of the time you're going to want a reactive ball. You know, you can put surface on a reactive ball and still make it hook in the front part of the lane, but it's also going to have a whole lot more downlane motion than most urethane balls would when there's a lot of oil. Now, I'm not saying that urethane is never an option on a long pattern. I have seen a few patterns where, you know, urethane has been able to have been in play. You know, usually it's kind of a lower volume long pattern, but say there's a bunch of oil out, a lot of volume, a lot of length to the pattern, there's a good chance that urethane is just not going to be as useful. You know, I'd think that usually you play a little straighter. You want to keep the ball in front of you a little bit more so you can hit the pocket. Definitely to start before they start breaking down, and then go on from there. Urethane usually doesn't really have enough strength to be the go-to on a pattern like that. You can see how smooth that double cross is, even though I'm standing pretty far right with it. You know, I feel like I can still miss in, and it goes relatively straight after it hooks in the middle part of the lane. There again, you can see what happens when the crypto boom sees the friction. Definitely is not short on ball motion off the end of the pattern. That is for sure. This ball, if you watched my video the other day, struck a whole lot. You know, we put a kind of a modified house shot out, had a lot more oil than this, and we struck a lot with it. That is for sure. That is without a doubt. This ball struck a bunch. If we have enough time, maybe we can make another video, kind of a part 2 to this, showing the different types of bowling balls on 3 different types of patterns as well. So we do short, medium, and long, and also discuss that. And you can see even better the differences in ball motion that I'm trying to describe today. So maybe we'll look to do that in a later video as well. You can definitely see how smooth this purple was off the end of the pattern compared to that crypto. That is, you know, I think with the amount of oil we have out here, there's not a whole lot. I think I'd be sticking with the urethane pieces for now, unless I really want to get in and hook it with a reactive and try to find some oil. All right, everyone, that is all we have for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the differences between some reactive and urethane that we had on this pattern. I believe it was kind of a shorter to medium pattern, not too much length, not too much volume, so urethane did look a little bit better. You know, it was more predictable, it was more controllable, it was smoother off the end of the pattern. Reactive was just a little too sharp, a little less predictable. So I think urethane would have been a way to go, and that just goes to show that you know, there's different ways to attack the lanes, and the lanes can kind of tell you what you need to do. So again, we're going to have plenty of ball reviews coming up. We're also going to have a video talking about bowling ball surface and how that affects ball motion and strategy on the lanes as well. So if you haven't already, please go like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys next time.